Look at how much these listings are making. $1,000 a month, $4,000, $10,000 a month. But I bet you wouldn't believe these are new stores selling printables that were made in Canva. If you learn the skills I'm going to teach you in the next 10 minutes, you can start doing the same today, even if you've never designed anything before. Starting a design from scratch is pretty overwhelming, so let's not waste our time and brain power doing that. Canva has thousands of pre-designed templates for everything. Social media posts, presentations, you name it. Just swap text and images and it's done.
I don't believe you.
Alright, let's create our own right now. Today we're going to create an invitation, but remember, we're not starting from scratch. We're going to start with a template for a birthday invitation. Canva has plenty of templates we can use, and this is the one that we'll be using today to create our very first birthday invitation. If you're familiar with other design programs, you should feel right at home with the way that Canva organizes its templates. Each item is placed on a separate layer and can be moved around individually. To access your layers, press these 3 buttons and the menu will appear. Or press option 1 as your shortcut. But for now, let's get back to our layout. We don't need all this stuff. Simply select the item, press delete, and it's gone.
12 seconds later.
I've kept the balloon and some of the text. We're just going to move that around for our invitation. Change the size, grab any of the corners, and drag for positioning. The proportions are locked automatically, so you can always scale without distorting the item. To rotate it, just press the rotate button and turn as needed. Canva has so many fonts to choose from, and you can even upload your own. What's really convenient is that Canva AI will also suggest fonts that go with the style or theme of your layout. And that way you don't have to sift through thousands of fonts. Changing the color of your fonts is also super easy. Canva automatically picks up on the main colors of your document and adds them as document colors that you can choose from. Let's say you have another image that you're trying to match for your color scheme. You can drag the image into your document, select the item you want to change, and Canva will automatically pick up on the color scheme of your image and add it to the swatches that you can choose from. And now that we've got the basics down, we can clean things up a bit. And look at that, we're already halfway there. And this is just the beginning. I've also created another video that walks you through 3 other digital products that you can start today. More on that later. Let's bring in our little bear. All the individual pieces on our templates are called elements. Canva has plenty of elements to choose from on the main menu. Let's look for our little bear in graphics. Canva tends to place items that are closer to the style of your layout further up in the suggestions. So for example, if we wanted to add flowers, you'll see that most of the flowers have the same style. But you can also add keywords to narrow down the style of graphic that you want Canva to show. To find out the style of an element that's already on your layout, press the 3 dots and go down to Info. These are the keywords that you can use in the search bar to show similar types of graphics. For example, let's add flat and texture to our keyword search. And there we go, more graphics that fit our layout. Alright, now let's find that bear that we came here for. I'll search for it using detailed keywords. And Canva will start off with bears that match my layout. There's our bear. To add them to our document, we just drag them right over. There are 2 different types of graphics in Canva. With vector graphics, you can change the colors of some of the elements in the image. For example, if we click on this bear, there are certain pieces that we can change the color. However, our bear is a raster image, so if I click on it, you can't change the colors. So just be aware of which type of graphic you're choosing if you think you might want to change the colors of the image. Going back to our invitation, this is where our lessons in layers comes in handy. When we dropped in our bear, Canva automatically placed it on its own layer. But as you can see, the bear is in front of the balloon and behind the text. And in the layers, it's also organized that way. If we move the bear layer up a little bit, you'll see that it's now above the text. It's still above the balloon as well, and we'll do the same thing moving the balloon. It can go in front of the bear or behind the bear. But in our invitation, the balloon is behind the bear, so we'll change the layers back. Now one thing to note is that if you hold the shift key while trying to scale an image, you'll actually change the size of the bounding box that the image is in, and that's not what we want. Instead, let's scale the image to make it smaller, and we'll rearrange and place our bear where we want it. To make small incremental moves, you can either use the Move tool or you can press your arrow keys. By pressing the arrow keys left and right, up or down, you'll see it moves only a small bit. To move multiple items at one time, just click the first item and then shift click the second item. And whatever you do next will apply to both items. Now this is looking good. And by the way, this is the perfect time to let you know that this video is sponsored by nobody. So if it's been helpful so far, pressing that like button down below goes a very long way. I really do appreciate it. Now on our original design, there's some confetti sprinkles surrounding our bear. So let's go ahead and drag that in as well. Well, how are we going to do this? First, let's duplicate our dots and place them in all the locations that we want them on the page. We'll group them together so that they become one unit, and we can move them around a little bit easier. Now since our confetti graphic is a vector graphic, we can actually change the individual pieces of the confetti if we want to. As I choose the different swatches, that one piece of confetti changes throughout the entire graphic. We can also reduce the transparency of the graphic so that it's not quite as bold on the page. And let's rearrange the position so that the dots are further back than the bear and the balloon. Perfect. Now I want to add a little bit of space around the bear and some curves to the shape of our confetti. I'm going to show you a little trick that you can use. Let's search for a shape that has a little bit of curve to it. This one's perfect. Let's add it to our canvas and we're going to change the color. You'll see where we're going with this. We'll position it where we want our curves to show around the bear. And if you use the color picker, you can choose the exact color that you want the shape to be. Let's reposition our layer so that the shape is underneath the bear. And then one more time so that the shape is also underneath the balloon. I'll duplicate the shape a few more times and rearrange them on the page to add some curves to the confetti. Basically what I'm doing is I'm taking the solid shape and covering up pieces of the confetti so that it looks like there's more curve to it. I also want to leave some blank space around the words so that they're easy to read. So we'll cover the confetti with the shape and change the layer order as well. Amazing. Now this is great, but we can add a few more touches to make it even more special. How about a little cloud in the top left-hand corner? Let's narrow our search down a little bit. And there it is. We'll drop that in. And since it's a vector, we can change some of the colors to match our layout a little bit more. And I'm just going to switch these colors around so that the green is a little bit bolder than the blue. A few more quick adjustments and bingo. Now this is awesome as it is, but we can also add a background so that it looks like a real card, and we can sell it somewhere like on Etsy. Now, not many people know about this feature, but Canva offers a few apps that we can use to create mockups, which makes it easier for us to place our design on realistic backgrounds. Once you have the apps added, you have plenty of options that you can choose from for the backgrounds that you can add your image to. But first, let's use Canva's Magic Media app to create an AI-generated image that we can use for our background. I've given this a few tries ahead of time, and as you can see, you have to be very specific with the AI prompts to produce the types of images you want. Let's see what it comes up with. Now, these are okay, but let's give it another try. We'll press regenerate. These are much better. Let's add a page to our document and drag our new background in. Now, to add an image that looks seamless to the background, we can add what's called a frame. Once you place a frame on the canvas, all you have to do is drag an image in and it automatically fits the frame no matter where it is. And I'll readjust the frame a bit to match our canvas so it looks more realistic. And if we ever need to readjust the actual image inside of the frame, just double click the image and you can readjust the placement of the image inside of the frame. Perfect. This is looking great. Let's zoom out, take a look. Awesome. Besides the AI backgrounds, Canva also has popular mockups that you can use within the Mockups app. Let's say we're giving out keepsake mugs to the parents who attend the birthday party. If we drag our image right into the frame, Canva automatically places the image and gives it the lighting needed to make it look more realistic. Now in 10 minutes, you've mastered the majority of the tools you'll ever use in Canva. But it's time to take it to the next level and make even more money. Check out this next video where I'll show you 3 unsaturated digital products that you can start today using the skills I just taught you and some super easy tricks that I have in store. I'll see you there.